Hey everyone, Steven here with another fragrance review from Redolessence, and today we'll be taking a closer look at Gold by Cuba. Now, this is the epitome of a cheapie but goodie. I mean, if you look cheapie but goodie up in the dictionary, there's going to be a picture of this bad boy next to it. Nevertheless, this is actually a really nice smell, very pleasant. I've been wearing this one since 2003, ran through a few bottles of this stuff, or should I say cigars of this stuff, and it's still going strong to this day. They have released a few other fragrances, Cuba Red, Cuba Gray. There's a new one with cactus in the name. I haven't gotten around to smelling all of them. Actually, maybe it's not that new now that I think about it. But yeah, they do have a lot of flankers of this, and if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the earlier releases from the line. And many people say that this is a ripoff of Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male. On the contrary, this one preceded Le Male, so it's vice versa. And believe it or not, I did have a third fragrance in my collection by Amway Global called Ancestry that smelled a considerable amount like this one. Or vice versa. Once again, I'm not too good with the dates on this one. I know Le Male came out in 1995. Not quite sure about this one, but I have been wearing it for a long time, and I'm pretty sure it preceded 95. At least that's what I'm getting out of the reviews that I read and watch online. Now, in terms of the notes on this one, there's lavender, vetiver, bergamot, very subtle, woodsy notes, and jasmine. What can I say? My nose is picking up vanilla. Now, there's no vanilla on the, can't even call it a pyramid because it is fairly linear fragrance, but my nose is picking up a lot of vanilla. I would call it a powdery vanilla vibe. Nevertheless, it is a very nice smelling fragrance. My only qualm with it is that it doesn't last as long as I hope it would. But I am getting a fairly moderate projection, at least in the first hour of application. I had originally come across this fragrance when I was overseas back in 2003, and I remember I was like in a shopping plaza or like a mall, and there was like a little fragrance kiosk in the middle of everything, and they had a bunch of these in like a little paper mache box on the counter. Now, this is so inexpensive that I don't even think they actually make a tester of this fragrance. It's so inexpensive that the vendor probably just took one of them and opened it up and used it as a tester. And being that it was right there on the counter, the presentation is really what bought me in, especially at the time I was much younger. And I said, alright, yeah, let me give it a try, and he sprayed a little bit on a test strip, and I was captivated by it, really, I was. I mean, to consider that it does smell almost identical to Le Male, and the only reason Le Male has gained as much popularity as it has is because people like the way it smells. And being that this one is very comparable to Le Male, that only says good things about this one. Although it is very inexpensive, and that tends to downgrade the quality. That tends to really misrepresent this fragrance, I think. But it does smell very good, and as an inexpensive alternative, you can't go wrong with this one. But yeah, you have to be in the mood to wear this one. So now let's get down to the rating for this fragrance. For uniqueness, I ended up giving this one a 7 out of 10. Once again, it preceded Jean Paul Gaultier's Le Male, so a +1 for that. At the same time, it is a fairly linear fragrance, so I couldn't find myself giving it anything higher than that. And it doesn't really challenge my nose, but it is a very nice, pleasing smelling scent. In terms of longevity, 6 out of 10. It doesn't last a very long time on my skin. Is it synthetic? Yeah, it is. For the price, I think it's very well deserved. But don't get me wrong, there are many very expensive fragrances out there that happen to be synthetic as well. Look at Tower's Pentacord line. Every scent in there, every fragrance in that line does happen to be synthetic. However, it's still out there for a pretty penny, and they smell amazing. Everything from Auburn to Verdant. So this one is synthetic, but that doesn't say anything negative about it. Just means that it's not going to last very long, and it's not going to project very well. But this one is so inexpensive that you can afford to apply it many times throughout the day, and you're still not going to be breaking the bank. I mean, it costs less than a high-end cigar does. So, I mean, for what it's worth, I think it has a very good value. I mean, if I had to add an extra category into the rating and rate the value, it would be a 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 for sure. Now, in terms of projection, I ended up giving this one a 6 out of 10. Now, just because it doesn't project very well doesn't necessarily mean that you can't over apply on this one. Like I said, it's very inexpensive, so you can afford to put on a few sprays throughout the day and all over your body for that matter. And this one is a fragrance that I find myself spraying on my neck, on my shirt, on my wrists, on my the inside of my elbows, pretty much every part of my body, and just because I can afford to. It probably costs much less than an actual cigar would. So 6 out of 10 for projection versatility, 7 out of 10 just because I don't reach for this one very often. I have run through many bottles of this stuff, and I'm probably going to keep buying it for as long as I can just because it's so inexpensive and it's such a great value. But in terms of versatility, I just can't find myself wearing it as often as I would like to, just because I tend to reach for other fragrances in my collection. But it is very appropriate all year round. Very nice, inoffensive smell that you can wear to work, you can wear to school, you can wear to the club even. It does have that sweetness from the the citrus qualities of the bergamot. So it is a very popular, very appealing scent to a wide variety of people. So I have gotten quite a few compliments on this one, and I've had people confuse this for Le Male on my skin, so it can actually trick you. You got to watch out for that one. Now, in terms of presentation, I gave this one a 9 out of 10. I mean, face it, I have not come across any other fragrance that is marketed as a cigar. But it is a nice bottle. The only thing that actually kept me from giving this one a perfect rating is that the atomizer is not the best in the game. So now let's just waste the spray to see what we're working with. Yeah, probably couldn't even see that, but it does get the job done. So in terms of presentation, I ended up giving it a 9 out of 10. Everything from the packaging to the smell. Overall, this is just a really nice fragrance, and with a mark of 35 out of 50, I don't think you can go wrong for the value and what it's worth. Like I said, if I had to add a value category in my rating, it would get an 11 out of 10 easily. So that was it, Cuba Gold. Now, if you've gotten your nose around to this one, can you identify or pick out the differences in the notes between this one and Le Male? I would really like to hear your input. As always, once again, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. This has been Steven with another fragrance review from Redolessence. Thanks for watching.